Hi, how's everybody doing today? I'm out here at the All Children's Park. It's a little bit after 7, quarter after 7, and it's been hot today, folks. I didn't get a chance to come out and play tennis this morning. Today's Monday, but got doubles tomorrow morning. I usually come around here around 7, get loosened up, and then we have the round robin at 9. So if you're ever in the Port Orange area visiting and stuff, they have you don't have to pay no money. We have a round robin every Monday through Friday, but some of the older players play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they're good players, and I enjoy playing against them. But some of the higher end players, well, almost all the higher end players around here, play on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm gonna work on my serve. I'm still waiting for my new racket. It was supposed to be delivered today, and I was waiting most of the day for it. And it's already 7 o'clock at night. It said anywhere, but it's at 9 o'clock tonight, so I ain't waiting around. So I'm still hitting with the profiles. Hopefully we get my racket tomorrow, and I'll be able to play with it and hit off the ball machine, or just come out here and hit some serves, because I know I've been hitting off the ball machine, but it's just as important to practice your serve, because that's what starts the game, and that's what you need to have a good serve, especially your second serve. It has to be pretty deep and consistent, and you have to learn placement and stuff, and that's what I've been working on, and getting my legs bending my legs more and stuff. Legs still sore, a little sore. I didn't bring my knee brace today, so I'd be careful. But I appreciate all the help. Thanks for all the nice and kind words from my friends. And I look forward to playing against some of these folks. And like I said, I'm still training, and it's good to see. I didn't get a chance to make comments, but Trey from Winners Only Tennis, he's playing really good tennis. I've been watching him. It's so good to see him improve. So when we do play each other, we'll be around the same level. He might be a little better than me at some things, and I might be a little better than him at some things. So it'll be a fun match, I think, and we'll bring some attention to the game of tennis and get more people playing. I'm just standing here. I'm sweating bullets, folks. So let's get going here. Let's do this. Hopefully the light come on tonight. That'd be nice. I don't know. Wow, man, it's brutal out here. Woo. Goodness, I got some water. You have a lovely singing voice. We have plenty of water down here, folks. I always start practicing in the middle, warming up and especially heavy hitting tennis balls. And I really like playing against big servers. I do really good against them. And the harder they hit, and the more they hit the ball hard like that, the more I like it. I'm pretty good at return and serve. That's one of my strong points. So that's why I really am looking forward to playing against that guy. It's going to be fun because them big serves coming. I'm really good at return, and it ought to be something. It ought to be good match. And I don't have a bad serve either. All right, got a couple slices. Something I've been working on for a while. These rackets are really hard to hit with too. They got wide body. They're good for flat serves. I try to get the lines. I try to aim for the lines when I play. I see even some of these guys I watch on TV, well, watch on YouTube that are good, really good players. And, my boy Simon Floyd, he just won his first ATP doubles tournament. Congratulations to him. But he just now started serving and he's going for the lines more. Before I was telling him, I was like, you got a great serve, but you're hitting the ball right to the guy. I start here warming up, like I said, it's just good mentally. And when I serve, I don't look at the box. I look at the back of the fence because I already know where I'm going to serve the ball. So it's kind of silly to try to look at the box because you're going to end up looking at the net, and that's how you hit the net to the block. To get those cones now. Woo! Got sweat in my eyeballs. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh my Lord. Help me. Help me. Look at how flat this thing is. Little fella. Look at the little fella. Doubles, I serve out wide too. Like I go out to this box and I'll serve from this box, but it's harder to serve this way, but it definitely pulls the opponent off the court. Try to serve it into their body just like that. If they're a right-hand player, it's gonna go right into them, and then my partner standing at the net will have an easier time to get to the volleys. That's just a little quarter pace one. I'm gonna try one down the middle. Try a couple out down the middle. Look at this fella. Holy mackerel, he can't wait to go over there. Try nettle grip. brackets are really good for serving and volleying, really. They're very heavy though. Over 360 grams, 370 grams strong. Beethoven, Symphony Number 9, the Ode to Joy Symphony. Down the middle. I didn't drop my head. Got it, dude. Damn. This one's for my friend Brett at Tennis Tunes. He likes to do this serve a lot. I'm gonna try it. I haven't been doing it that often, but I'm gonna try it. I hit him better than that, but I go through my service motion and then I hit underneath it and then I serve it. Try another one. Brett likes doing that. So if I ever play him, which he lives in Orlando, I already know that's coming. Oh, get over there. Come on. I try to hit it. The way I do mine with hand serve is I try to hit it to where it barely goes over. Go through my service motion like this and then like that. And then it's got spin on it. Almost. It's a little windy, but you get the point. I don't do them often. Once in a while I'll kid around with my friends. Like I'll say, oh, there's a ball behind you, watch out. And then I'll underhand serve them or something, just goofing around. But I don't really do that often. That's why I don't make that. That's why you see me missing them, because I don't really practice them. I used to do a lot on clay. Anyway, it's something to do with fun. I have a pretty good sense of humor. Out wide again. your head. If you drop your head, you're automatically going to drop, the ball's going to go right into the net. It happens, and that makes your arm stay up longer. So I actually try to keep my arm up longer now, as if I was watching a plane fly across the sky and look at it. Even after the ball, use my racket. I'm going to try the same thing with that wide one right there. These are tough to get, these small ones here. Let's try it. That's a little high. And that's 42 inches. A minute since I practiced my serve, so I'm not swanky. I'm doing pretty good. I'm putting, 3/4 more pace into it. I'm hitting it as hard as I can, but I'm hitting it pretty hard. And with flat tennis balls too. My friend that subscribed to me, the Root Doc, said I could get tennis balls cheaper online, so I'm probably gonna do that. Thanks for that advice, my dude. Oh, look at that. Watch out next court. That's some of the wild serve that I really don't serve that wild. It's kind of funny. I miss serves, but I don't hardly ever miss them that wide. It's pretty funny. Oh. That was going right towards the tube. I can't wait to get that blue grind. That plate 6 is going to be awesome. I was hitting that thing. I demoed it. I set up some cones. I was hitting almost every time I served, I hit the cone almost. These are just a little heavier. Try slicing now. I'll see if I can slice it. See if I can hit it that way. Almost. You see how much slice you get on the ball compared to a flat serve. I mix it up too. Pop on it. Try one more. Slice one to try to get that cone. We can do this, man. We can do this, man.
something. This will start at 30 something, but I'm gonna try the other one, it's strung a little tighter. See if we can do that in our next video. Definitely look forward to getting my new tennis racket. That's 100%er on that, folks. Swinging this big club around. Not only is it hard to swing that racket, it's just got a small radius. It's a 95-inch one. And yeah, you can get some power. I'm not really swinging that hard either. Some of the balls I was hitting were pretty decently paced. I'd say in the 90s. Some of them in the 80s, 90s. There was one I hit was probably around 100. The one I got over there, that was a nice serve. And as I said, I've just been practicing keeping my arm up, keeping my left arm up after I make contact with the ball, and keeping my head up as if I'm looking at an airplane, and it's helped me out a lot. And I know I have some people talking shit on my channel, saying shit about me or whatever. Oh, you're rambling on. Look, dude, if you don't like what you see, I'm not monetized or nothing. Just keep going. I need to go check on these people's channels, and they got no videos of them playing tennis, nothing. Most of them, I think, are special ed kids or something that just never played sports in their life, and they want to talk crap to all kinds of people. I was telling Trey the same thing. I was reading some of the comments about foot fault, and they won't even know what he's doing to foot fault to begin with. It isn't that he's hitting the ball in the court, it's his foot was by the hash mark. He crossed the hash mark a few times because he's serving really close to the hash mark, and that's a foot fault. And when he hits his serves, most of the time he's not foot faulting on particular serves, because he's hitting the ball behind the line. It's that where he's lined up at, his back foot was dragging behind there, because he starts with a platform stance like I do, and then it ends up to be a pinpoint stance. Because I'm only 5'7", and these fellas are 6 foot something. But I used to have a platform stand, and then I would bend my legs and really bend and get into it. But as I've gotten older and had surgeries done, I just kind of normally just go to I start off in a platform stand, as you see. My feet are like that, or it's like this. I go like that, and then when I hit the ball, my feet are together. And I'm using my whole body, and I'm trying to aim my body as you throw a baseball, throw it right at the target with your whole body. But my equilibrium's off a little bit, so I'm training my body all over again. It takes more than a year. If you folks see me play tennis when I was in my 20s, nobody would be talking crap, and nobody would definitely be trying to challenge me to get embarrassed, because I played on clay and I won a lot of tournaments, and I played really good. But I mean, I also lost, but I lose because I missed shots. Basically I make more errors than the other person. I've never gotten blown off a court by someone being more talented than me. I've lost matches when I was younger. Now that happens. I play people that I'm better, and I made errors, but now I've controlled myself to where I cut the errors out, and I just hit the ball in the middle of the court
and get the ball deep and keep it by the baseline and let them try to make, shots. And if they hit something short, I ain't gonna be running around too much. I'll end the point. And I've won recently. I just won against a good player. I beat him 6-2, 6-3, and he made a lot of errors because I just was on my return serves. I am aggressive on my return serves. I go down the line, I go cross court, and especially in doubles. I put a lot of pressure on my opponent's serve. But when I'm playing singles now, I get back to the middle of the court, and when the ball comes to me, I'll hit it deep in the middle, and then I'll start gradually getting over to the right, to my forehand side, and I'll just hit cross court, and get them pulled off further and further, and then I'll hit back in the middle. Then I'll go cross court again, I'll hit back in the middle, and then when they're over there, then I'll drive the ball right down the line. And then, because you got to watch hitting down the line shots. If you miss that shot, or they get to that shot, you have the whole entire other side of the court you have to cover. You're gonna be wide open, so you're gonna have to, cover that area, or they can just hit behind you too. So when you go for a winner down the line, make sure when you hit that shot that person isn't going to be able to get to the ball to make an aggressive hit on it. So there's a lot of strategies to tennis. It's more than just hitting big serves and stuff, because what are you trying, what are you doing with your big serve? Are you trying, once you get established, say, oh, I'm going to serve out wide. Okay, why are you serving out wide? Because I'm going to pull my opponent off the court. Okay, and then what happens after that? Well, if you're playing a good player and you serve out wide and they can return serves really well, they'll go down the line and get winners on you, or put you in a situation by the time you hit the ball off your serve and it goes in, they're whipping it down the line, or they can even whip it cross court. What I do is I actually hit the ball right back at the person's feet. I'll hit it low and flat right at their feet, and then jam them. And then I know that they ain't gonna be able to do too much but get the ball up. So that at that point I can literally come in behind my return, and I'll be at the net to try to put the ball away, or put it, to hit a volley to pull them off. But another thing I've seen on some of these channels, these guys will hit beautiful shots and come in behind their shot, and they don't cover the down the line, and the dude's going down the line. Everybody that's watching the video knows he's going down the line, and they give them the whole entire alley in singles. They give them the whole alley. You can't do that. If you know that person's only got the down the line shot, you cover that shot, because all you have to do at that point when they hit that down the line is just openly hit, tilt your tennis racket and aim it to the open side of the court, and they're not getting it. And that's what I was telling my friend Brett. He's a good that does tennis tunes. He plays a lot of doubles. He's a good volleyer, but when he plays singles, he doesn't have confidence in himself. He was saying you should just cover the areas. When you start playing somebody all the time, you know exactly what they're going to do. They become predictable. So that's why you have to mix your game up. You have to slice the ball. You have to hit the ball in the middle of the court. You have to hit cross courts shots. And the way to practice really is, the best way to practice is find a hitting partner like me and my friend Jorge was doing, and you practice hitting cross court one after the other. Cross court, forehand, cross court, backhand. And if you miss the cross court, you lose a point. So then you start a game where, because a lot of these guys just start playing from the baseline, which is not the correct way to start warming up. You play from the service line there, and you practice that way, and that way you're learning. The ball's coming faster, but you're also learning technique and hitting the ball, and your eye and hand coordination all develops. And then you go back to the back of the baseline. So if you're playing tennis and you're trying to do these drills and you can't hit cross court 5 shots, 6 shots, that's something you have to work on, because that's something you're going to be doing in matches. And if you can't hit cross court, like I missed a few playing too. I mean, I got a lot good ones too, but I'm also not trying to hit winners off my friend. He has problems moving a little bit. He had a hip replacement, so I'm not hitting real hard, but hard enough. But that's something you work on. That if you want to get good at playing and getting consistent, you have to work on the things that you're not good at, and you also have to realize you're not good at it. There's a lot of things I'm not good at right now that I used to be really good at. That's why it irks me when people talk shit and try to troll me. You don't know what kind of athlete I was and what kind of shit I used to be able to do. I'm 52 years old, bro. I'm probably a better athlete than most of the people that are watching this channel. Not to be smart, but a lot of them are out of shape and just come to say nasty shit to people. And if you say stuff to me, I don't care. But if you start saying stuff to my subscribers, you're gone. I don't even care. This is a small channel. I've had a channel before where I had almost 300,000 people on my channel. It was a truth channel, and I got nuked because I was exposing too much truth. So I don't even try to do that anymore. I wasn't even monetized. I've never been monetized. Now I notice when I'm watching my videos, I got commercials coming in between my videos. I don't know what that's about. I'm not monetized. There's a lot of people who are on here just to make money, and I understand. There's a couple guys starting tennis channels that want to make money on it. They want to coach and they want you to pay for their advice. When you could go to the library, get books yourself, watch the videos, and there's only a handful of people on here that I would actually take serious enough to actually pursue them in coaching, because a lot of them are I can do better job coaching than they can, and I haven't coached tennis since the 90s. It's just real simple. You have to have the fundamentals. And once you learn the fundamentals, you keep going the fundamentals over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's how you become a better player at anything. Tennis, golf, whatever, baseball, anything that you play, you have to know the rules of the game and have to know how the fundamentals are, and you have to work on that. And then everybody's like, oh, you got to have this perfect forehand. That's not, dude, the ball's got to go in the square. That's how it goes in, It doesn't say how good looking your forehand was when you won the match. It didn't say, oh, you had one of the most beautiful serves in the history of tennis and you won the match that way. No, it just has a scoreboard. It doesn't matter. That's what everybody was saying about this guy, MEP. Dude, that guy will destroy most of the people that talk shit to him. He gets every ball back. Even some of them high-level guys that were playing at Essential Tennis was having problems with him because he gets every ball back. Of course, destroyed him because he served him volley. But he took his weapon away, which was, him running balls down. He just took the net, and he's left-handed, and they're both left-handed actually. But it was just, and then Scott destroyed him too because the same kind of tactics. There's just some people that don't match up very well against each other too. So you got to take that into consideration. Just because you watch a game where two guys are playing each other, and the one guy's really beating them, the other guy really bad. Sometimes they don't match up well. Their styles don't match up well, and it doesn't work out. I just seen Trey play this other guy. They both had big serves, and Trey won 7-5s. Guy was double faulting and stuff like that, but he played good. That was a good matchup because they both had the same kind of style of play. They're big servers. They're going to come into the net. I love people coming into the net. You don't have to worry about me trying to pass you. I'm going to literally take my racket back and I'm going to whip the ball as hard as I can straight at you. I'm going to make sure that you can volley. You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. People try to create all these different shots and be creative and try to hit passing shots. Let's see if the person can volley first. And the way to do that is to rip balls at them. And that's how you shake them from off the net. And if you hit a few balls as hard as you can, straight at their feet when they're at the net, or right at them, I promise you, they won't be coming into the net that often. That's an old school style of play. That's how you play tennis. There's no love in tennis. You're out there to play the game, and if you're in competition, you're out there to win. Now, I'm not saying hurt people, because that's not what I'm trying to do. You're trying to get them off the net, and you can hit at people without hurting them, and that's what, driving the ball right at their feet, or not trying to create so much of an angle and just driving it flat, hard shots where it passes them when they're standing at the net. They don't even see the ball going over because the ball's clearing the net by a couple inches, of half a foot. That's what I'm talking about. You're not trying to injure people, but you also, if you're a baseline player and you're playing against people that are serving the ball, your job is to get them off the net, and using lobs or just driving the ball right at them. See if they can volley. That's my tip, And we used to practice that stuff all the time when I was younger. We have guys that were, you know, good players. Some of the local pros around here, they would come to our club, and we would stand at the net, and these guys would whip balls out as hard as they could, and we just, you know, practice volleying them. And if you're not used to that shit, it rattles you, you know, especially in the middle of a match. So you have to get used to that. So like I said, everything about this whole situation that's panning out, I'm enjoying it. I think by the time we play, we're going to be really playing at high levels. I've already lost a lot of weight already, and I'm moving a lot better. And it'll be fun for us to get people to play tennis. That's the whole thing. I'm not on here to make money like most of these guys. They're on here to make money, most of these fellas. That's all they're on here for. They may have a nice personality. They may have all this stuff, but they're not. At the end of the day, they're on here to sell merchandise and make money and get sponsorship. That's all they're doing. They want to be the next Jake Paul or the other fucking Logan Paul. They want to be like that. That guy's worth fucking $750 million off of a prime drink that makes people sick, okay? And has zero talent. He's got 2 brain cells in his whole head. That's what kind of society we live in. You don't have to work hard anymore, folks. You don't have to go out and get a college degree. All you gotta do is find a grift on YouTube or fucking Twitter or TikTok or whatever and sell yourself. That's what they're doing. There's a lot of guys on here that have good tennis channels and other channels too, especially truth channels. If you're watching a truth channel and they ask you for money or they ask you for stuff like that, just be done with them, because that they're just grifters. Okay, they're not on here to help people and expose anything. They're on here to make money. And as I said, if I ever got monetized like that and had money coming in like that, I'd be helping my community, and I would be helping the people in my YouTube community. You know, once a month we help people or try to help people pay some bills. We're in a fucking horrible situation in this country right now with the way the economy is. People need help, and we're as human beings, we're supposed to help each other. If we live by what God told us to do, love thy neighbor as you love yourself, and love God with all your heart and soul, we wouldn't have any problems in the world. There wouldn't be wars. There wouldn't be none of this, because nobody would participate in it. You wouldn't go to war with yourself or your family or hurt your people. Why would you do it to somebody else? Why, if you see someone hungry, why wouldn't you feed them? You know, even the devil deserves a fair trial. That's what Thomas Paine said. There's no law and order in this country. It's only set up for rich people to do whatever they want, and then people that don't have a lot of money are the ones that suffer. And you allow yourself to suffer because you guys don't stand up for what's right and just. I don't want to say this, it's not a political channel, but all this stuff in this whole can be sorted out in one maneuver. You have a complete work stoppage in this country in every occupation. Everybody stopped working. Retail, 7-Elevens, gas stations, Walmart employees, doctors, everybody stopped. And until your demands are met. It worked in Rome. You don't have to fire a shot. If 250 million Americans didn't go to work tomorrow and you go, the whole entire system would stop, dude. And they would meet your demands. Medicare for all, free college for kids to go to school like they do in other countries. And I don't want to hear if we don't have no money, who's paying for it? These people are printing money out of thin air. Usury should be illegal. You shouldn't be charging interest on money that you're borrowing out that no one's ever going to pay for. Get out of debt like that. Usury was against the law 100 years ago. And that's why I like tennis, because there's a sense of ethics and morality, and there's honesty in tennis, and that's not in the world that we live in now. You know, it used to be a lot of it. I mean, not everybody's like that, but that's one of the things I like about tennis. That's why I'm sharing my point of view and stuff. If you guys, everybody had a work stoppage in this country, your demands would be met. You would have a decent working wages. People wouldn't have to take restaurant jobs as servers to make tip money as a slave when the restaurant should be paying them proper money where they don't have to worry about tips. You would have free medical, which you should. That way, if you have babies that are sick or somebody that's ill, they can be treated at an early age and not find out later on in life. It's just they're human rights, that God-given rights that everybody deserves to have. And that's what I'm saying. And I had a channel like that, and I had 500,000 people on my channel, and people agreed with me, and they shut that shit down because I don't believe in violence. My solutions have no violence. There's no violence involved in it. You're not gonna get anywhere by hurting other people. You're gonna be just as bad as they are. The same with tennis. If you make bad calls, no one's gonna play tennis again with you. You know what I mean? People like, that person makes bad calls. Well, we're gonna do another video. Sorry I'm rambling a little bit. I had some things I wanted to tell everybody because it's important people know about this stuff. I'm more than some guy that just comes out here and plays tennis. I have a heart and I have a mind, and I'm educated enough to know what's right and wrong in this world. And I'll share anything and do anything I can to help anybody out here. And that's 100% on that, folks.